Hello and welcome to Wanjiro Space. I am Wanjiro Mungai. Last time we talked about social anxiety disorder, and I remember promising to come back and talk about ways that we can learn to cope with social anxiety or social phobia. And so we are here today. To start with, we start small. And what do I mean? You already are feeling anxious, so you cannot obviously expect that you'll come from that very anxious person to somebody who again is able to do these things that you're not able to do before. So what you could start with is by trying to keep eye contact, maintaining that eye contact when you're seeing people. And you can do this by with people on the street. Yes, start there. The supermarket, at church, out there as guys are greeting each other after service. Try to maintain that eye contact. And then after you do that, say hello. And you'll be surprised how many people will just be happy that you're greeting them. Strangers on the street, try. And they'll be happy to have you smile back at them. And you might just make somebody's day. When it comes to verbal communication, just learn slowly how to start conversations with other people. And to help you to not feel so anxious, just learn to, find out what's happening around you. Know what is happening on the news. Be afloat with what is happening. Look out for what is trending, so that when people start conversations, you can become part of them without having to think, oh, I have nothing to say. You will have something to say because you already know that you're working at this. And for the nonverbal communication, you know what you can do? Most of us who have SAD, like we said, it's SAD, social anxiety disorder, we tend to remain, closed up. We are scared of, being open. We can learn to just relax. Instead of putting our hands here and like this all the time, then we can relax. Put your hands at the side and you'll see that way you look approachable. And you see, if somebody talks to you, you obviously will reply, you will respond. So they'll be able to also talk to you and you'll be able to talk to them. Those are just 3. We'll come back for more. The 4th way of coping with SAD. In our day-to-day activities, maybe you're a student or maybe you're a worker and you're going to a meeting. Ensure that you arrive early so that when other people are coming to join you, you're already settled, you are seated, so you don't have to again think, oh, I will find them seated. And by the time I'm walking all the way, across maybe the hall in class, what will they be thinking? Again, you are thinking they are looking at me and they are judging me, my way of dress and everything. So arrive early, be settled, and so that anybody who comes in will actually talk to you because you're already seated. That way it reduces your anxiety. And for a student, read ahead of the lecturer for your next lecture, so that whatever questions may be posed, you have ready answers. You'll not be thinking at that time, what do I say? What do I say? And everybody is now paying attention to what you're saying. So read ahead. Even for that meeting, prepare ahead of the meeting, which is again the next point. For any time you think you're going to meet someone and you're feeling like the anxiety is on, it's on again, prepare, plan for that meeting. It could be a date. Just be ready. If you know that I am not sure what to say, maybe it's the very fast, be early so that again you're not late and you're running late and again you're sweating and everything. So be early so that you are relaxed. Then when you get to where you are going, choose a corner that you think suits you, so there is no more anxiety, you know. If there is a garden, even better for you, so that the fresh air can, you know, work for you. Another part of your preparation for whoever you're meeting or where you're going is your way of dress. Don't dress in something because somebody else thinks it looks good on you. No. Wear what you feel most comfortable in, so that you won't be thinking again, you know, the jittery feeling. You won't have that. Or you keep thinking, they are looking at me. Maybe it's my dress. Maybe it's my, I don't know what you're thinking. So prepare, plan properly to just reduce that anxiety. We said the other time that most of these people are afraid to go to parties. So one thing you can do for yourself, the next point, is to be assertive. Learn to say no, so that if you don't really feel like going to this party and it will cause you a lot of that stress, the anxiety, then just politely say, not today. I can't make it today. And learn to use the I statement instead of the you statement. So you can simply tell somebody, I don't feel very comfortable today about A, B, C, D. Instead of saying, you make me very uncomfortable. It is very different. Try it and you see it makes all the difference. When I come to that function, I might feel 1, 2, 3 because of 1, 2, 3. Instead of, you'll make me feel 1, 2, 3 because you'll do 1, 2, 3. It's different. So try that. The other thing we can do for ourselves is talk about that we are actually feeling anxious, that we actually suffer the social anxiety, so that when people are talking to us, people who know us, they can empathize. They can actually put themselves in our shoes, so that you don't feel harassed by having to do things that people are asking you to do, yet you're very uncomfortable with them. We can try that. Something else that we can do is to reduce our negative thinking, our negative thoughts. You know, when we have sad, we assume and we misinterpret a lot of things that we see in other people. Number one, we think that people can read our minds. We cannot read your mind. So you are thinking, if somebody is looking at you, they're already thinking, she's anxious, he's anxious. No. Maybe they're just, stealing a glance, and that's all. Or just looking at you for whatever reason. Maybe they like how you are dressed, or maybe they like how you are talking actually. It's not about them criticizing you. It's about maybe admiring you. So you can look at it that way. You also assume the behaviors of the other people are actually related to you, and they are not. Maybe you've invited me for coffee, and then I'm there yawning. And you're thinking, I shouldn't have invited her. You see, I can never do anything right. No. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night. Or maybe I had a very, very tedious day. And so it's unfortunate that I have just to come and yawn at you. And I'm sorry. But for you, you can never think it like that. You'd be thinking, she is bored. I made a mistake. I can't even get anything right. No, you are okay. She has her own story, or he has his own story. It's not about you. And from that, ask yourself some questions, to reduce this negative thinking and replace all the negative thoughts with some positive ones. And maybe even if it is not at that time, much later, when you're just relaxed in your own home, in your own space, try to write down those things that disturb you and see how you can replace those negative ones with positive ones, and it will work. It may take a bit of time, yeah. We agreed earlier, let's be patient with ourselves. Cut yourself some slack. They say that sometimes to cure ourselves of something that disturbs us, we have to face it. Running away sometimes is not the solution. I remember we said be assertive and say no to go to the party, but that is only one case. So face those fears that you have and you'll see it will make a big difference. You can just decide, like, you tell a funny story to people who do not know you, some strangers who you met somewhere, and see how it goes. Believe me, the clouds will not fall on that day. You will make it. Or you tell a funny story to people who actually know you, and you'll also surprise them pleasantly. You'll see from their facial expression, like, Aya, Wanjiro, today she actually spoke up in public. And from that time on, you gain confidence. And before you know it, these fears will leave you slowly by slowly. Another very important one. We are going to avoid some mistakes that can make this situation worse. Number one, don't focus on that anxiety. Don't focus on being perfect, because none of us is perfect. And then, having social anxiety is not a personality trait. Let nobody tell you that. It is something that you can get over and lead a normal life. So we are going to try. And lastly, did you know that breathing exercises can help in a lot of these things? Especially this one. And I know you can Google and see, there are a number of them. See what works best for you. But we can just try one. Like, you hold your chest and you hold your stomach and you breathe in, of course, through your nose. For 4 seconds, and then release and see what happens. Then you can try another one, 2 seconds, and then out for 6 seconds and see what happens. And as you're doing this, your mind is getting calmer and calmer. And before you know it, anytime you have to be faced with something that makes you very anxious, you take your breath and out, and you'll overcome this anxiety. I know it may not be easy. There's a fast to everything, and you can try. Along with the breathing, you may also try yoga. Some people do, and it really works. It works. You can also try that. And you're not very sure what to do, again, you can Google. But, like I always say, if something is getting to limits you cannot control, very high magnitudes of anything, there is somebody to see. You can see a professional, mental health professional. They'll help you with this. You can also see a doctor. They'll give you medication for anxiety. I know most of you actually may have other solutions, and they are welcome. You can actually put your comments down there. And until the next time, I want to say thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you very much for subscribing to Wanjiro's channel. Thank you so much for sharing my videos. I get comments from out there. I appreciate very, very much. Hit the notification bell for more videos. And do leave a comment. Bye-bye. We'll see you in the next video.